Since the beginning of time, since the first little girl ever existed, there have been dolls. But the dolls were always and forever baby dolls. The girls who played with them could only ever play at being mothers, which can be fun, at least for a while anyway. Ask your mother.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good.
The greater good.
This is episode 365, despite what the artwork might say. It is.
No, we're correct on this one. We're correct
400.
on this one. We haven't been correct for a while, but we are correct on this one.
Yeah. In fact, I think I said 365, right? I think I said that,
Yeah.
right? It's 465. I'm making fun of you while also screwing up my own intro. And tonight we're talking about Barbie, the Barbie movie, the one and only, the Oscar-nominated Barbie movie. And I couldn't believe that this thing was made to begin with. And I also, well, we'll just say more surprises were had. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. I am your host, Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew Mojo Dojo Casa House Jimison.
Hey, Ken.
Hi. But I have parts. I have my...
Oh, well, you're supposed to say hi, Ken.
Oh, hi, Ken.
Huh? Yeah. That's
Sorry.
how it works.
Yeah,
We're all Ken. I forgot.
yeah,
Well,
and not
Some are
Ken in the
Yeah.
West Virginia way.
Right. You're not KI yet. Yeah. You're not Ken.
No.
And Sam
mhm.
is a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Vector.
Well, Ken, let me tell you, if there was one way to off you in this world, I would definitely be throwing beach accoutrements at you, including arrows, and apparently someone did get shot, but we'll go from there.
All right, so let's pull up a comfy chair and dive into this movie that is the Barbie movie, 2023's The Barbie Movie. So a couple things real quick right out of the bat. First of all, when this movie was announced, all I could think of was, oh, we've run out of ideas.
Right.
We've
Eye roll.
done Transformers.
There was a big eye roll. Battleship was pretty bad.
Battleship. Well, those are board games, but yeah, you're right. Battleship, G.I. Joe made two of them.
Transformers was always, well, at least for our generation, was very disappointing.
Well, yeah, there was one, the first one, and then there was a whole bunch after that, and Bumblebee was okay. And then, like, what are the toys that we got? What are toy movies we got out there?
Let's see, G.I. Joe, you talked about.
Yeah.
Barbie, the Trolls. I guess Trolls was okay.
Trolls, yeah,
but that stayed in the animated world, which made more sense.
It stays in the animated, and it kind of like doesn't take itself seriously, which I think.
Yep.
Yeah. What about that movie Sausage Party?
That's not based off toys.
Based off a hot dog.
Well, yeah,
sure.
oh,
Okay, different kind of toy. Sorry.
yeah, not adult, not adult toys.
Okay.
But yeah, so I saw Barbie, we're making a Barbie movie. But then when I saw that Greta Gerwig was going to direct it, and I thought, oh,
right.
Well, she's a good director. Maybe this, and then Margot Robbie gets cast. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess they're gonna do a good job with this thing. And then it comes out, and I didn't see it because it was like it was the same weekend as like Oppenheimer, and.
Yeah, they had the Barbenheimer, Bob, whatever the combination of the two. Which now I'm very disappointed that I did not go see both of these for that back to back. So I think I would have enjoyed the two different worlds they gave us. Well, three if you really think about it.
Yeah, and it's interesting that like it almost felt like there were no other movies this year except Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Because Marvel certainly didn't put anything out that was
worth
remarkable.
Anything.
Yeah.
Did they put out a movie? Oh, the Marvels.
The Marvels, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Which I still haven't seen because
I haven't seen it either. Yeah, Phase 4 has been kind of a mess, and
it is such a Disney movie, like a direct to Disney Channel movie. It's bad. It really is.
The biggest issue I'm hearing is that the writers are being told to not read the comic books.
Oh,
and
why?
Yeah, Andrew, that face. Yeah, I saw. It was a reel recently where they're like, "Yeah, we were told not to read the." In fact, excuse me,
that makes no sense.
No,
the reason why Scarlet Witch changes so much between WandaVision and then Doctor Strange 2 is because the writers of Doctor Strange 2 hadn't seen or were not allowed to, because they were filming kind of like right after another. So when they were writing Doctor Strange 2, they were already, writing / filming WandaVision. So they weren't allowed to know what was happening. So that's why at the end of WandaVision, she's kind of a hurt mom, but she has the Grimhold. But then she goes into Doctor Strange 2, she's full on villain.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, give her some arc. Anyway, this is
that escalated quickly type of territory.
Yeah, way too quickly. So
right.
Anyway, so my point is that this movie came out and it's being nominated for a whole bunch of awards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a whole bunch,
but not the two that I expected Margot to get Best Actress and Gerwig to do Best Director, but apparently they were snubbed on those two.
Yeah, there's like a meme floating around the fact that Ryan Gosling gets nominated, but not Margot Robbie or the Best Director. Literally, is the point of the movie.
It's the point of this film. Yeah.
But just for those who are playing along at home, it was nominated. Let's see, Best Achievement in Music for Original Song for "I'm Just Ken." Also, Original Song "What I Was Made For." Best Picture of the Year, Supporting Actress in America Ferrera, and Ryan Gosling for Supporting Actor. So he's not even a lead; it's a supporting. Yeah. Best Adapted Screenplay. Best.
I guess adapted from the toy. Is that how that works?
I guess.
Adapted from the imagination of an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Production design and achievement in costume design. So
I guess there have been animated Barbie films and movies and shows.
Well, you're right. There have been a whole bunch of those, but nothing like this at all. So,
yeah.
So what is this movie, Barbie, Andrew?
Well, that's a good question, Ken.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Barbie and Ken are having the time of their lives in the colorful and seemingly perfect world of Barbie Land. However, when they get a chance to go to the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of living among humans.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and Sam and do your 5-word review? I'm really kind of interested in seeing how we like this, or if we liked it, because I remember I watched it, and then I was talking to you, Andrew, about it a little bit, or was it Sam? I was talking to one of you Kens about it ahead of time, and giving you kind of a heads up on it. So what do you say, Sam?
All right, I've got 2 here, and I wish I could put one before the other that doesn't ruin my overall scheme here. The first one is glad my daughters watched.
Okay.
We all watched it as a family, and it was an incredible experience for me to see it through their eyes as well. My daughters have never been really into Barbie, but I also think they understood. They're of the age, I guess, where they're starting to understand some of the themes in this thing, and they could really relate to the girl, the can't remember her name in
the younger
movie.
the daughter,
the daughter in the movie, and I thought that was great. In fact, my wife teared up during the monologue that America or Ferrera
Yeah.
did, which should be, I mean, it's a masterclass in acting and writing. That whole thing is just brilliant.
Sasha was the girl's name.
Yeah. My other one is Doll Movie. That's surprisingly poignant. Now, guys, I went into this movie wanting to rip this to shreds. Right. I really did. Like I went in thinking, okay, how are they ripping off the Lego movie? You know, in the first 5 minutes of this movie, I'm like, oh, they're completely ripping off the Lego movie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where it's a separate world / real world. And they took this sucker in a direction I had no idea it would go in. I laughed. The Kens in this movie, I thought were flippin' brilliant. The musical numbers, the dancing, I had such a good time, and the whole point of this thing with, you know, women are just, you know, are being judged, and you know, I went into this thinking, you know, Barbie as a toy has always had this problematic approach to being a woman. I mean, I have obviously no idea how that is, but having 2 sisters and now 2 daughters, I can kind of see, you know, the perfection that they were seeking. And I loved how Barbie realizes that's not the end all be all, and kind of gave that message out. And then of course you've got Ken, who realizes, he's just, you know, he's just Ken. And Ryan Gosling in this movie, he deserves his nomination. I think he did great. I thought he was hilarious. I thought he was the perfect Ken, and you totally, on his facial expressions, you could see the interior fight that he was having with, what do I do with this Barbie that I'm supposed to love / not love / be in a relationship / maybe not be in a relationship. It was just, to me, it was hilarious. You know, watching Ken do anything. I could watch a whole movie of Ken dealing with his mental issues. But no, I really enjoyed it. I had fun. I've actually seen it twice now. And the second time you catch a few more things, and you know, all I can say is Sean is our Alan in this podcast. So that's about it.
Yeah, I don't remember any, you know, it went through Alan and it went through some of the other, I think Skipper. I remember
Skipper was, Barbie's
that
friend
name
Skipper,
from like commercials, you know, because they would play the Barbie commercials back when Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters and all that was on.
I don't remember Midge. I don't remember.
I don't remember any of them except for like Barbie and Skipper and Ken. So it was kind of cool to see that there was an Alan.
He wears Ken's clothes.
And I love they got him to play it like the most unkin person ever.
Yeah, it's great.
You know, let's get Scott Pilgrim out there to be a thing.
Oh, and when he got caught in the fence where he couldn't like get over the fence, you know, oh man, that was hilarious.
I did like it though when he went to beat up all the construction dudes. That cracked me up. Like, okay, that's kind of fun.
Alan's got some moves.
Yeah, he's got some fighting skills.
When they figure out how to build it horizontally, they're gonna.
Oh man, this movie has some really funny moments. It was really funny. All right, Andrew, what you got? Oh, sorry, other Ken, what you got?
Oh, okay. Well, I just said that it's a beautiful, unexpected, and touching film.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I watched it, I think maybe on a Sunday. It's been so long now, I don't remember. I think on a Sunday, and then I went to school the next day, and I openly said to my class, I don't care what you think of me for saying this, but if you haven't seen the Barbie movie, you need to go watch it.
Nice.
And I said, and number 2, ladies in the room, I'm sorry, I said, guys, if you don't feel like a jerk, after watching it, then something's wrong with you and you need to get yourself checked.
Right.
But no, it was really unexpected because, like you said, I kind of went into it not thinking it was going to be as meaningful as it was,
and
deep,
not
thinking that it would as deep and tell us such a story beyond the plastic, because in a way I feel like it did kind of rip off a little bit of Lego Movie in a way.
Oh yeah.
I feel like maybe these could be alternate universes of themselves.
There's even like a theory. The reason why they cast Will Ferrell to be the CEO is because he is president business from the Lego Movie.
Oh, maybe this is all daughters in the daughter's mind playing with her Barbies. And interesting.
But I thought the casting was really great. I noticed I watch a lot of shows on Netflix. One is called Sex Education, and one is
where that girl that looks like Margot Robbie.
She's in that show. And there's another show, I can't remember what it is, but there's several actors that kind of all are in the same Netflix show. Mm-hmm. It might just be that one that I'm thinking of, that they're all in this movie, a good majority of them anyway. So I don't know if Greta Gerwig maybe does some episodes of that show and that's how they know each other, or if they just were like, hey, I know this guy, get him in here. But I thought the casting was really well thought out, and especially for those odd characters that we didn't know really existed, or somehow had forgotten, or were purposely made to forget about some of the characters. So I did notice, I don't have daughters, and I don't really have nieces and nephews that are of the age to like dolls anymore. But I remember buying Barbies for them when they were younger, and I remember seeing some like a lot of different kind of Barbies, and that they would go out of their way to make sure that very inclusive doll type there, past a certain point, because as we've learned, there is a stereotypical Barbie.
Stereotypical Barbie.
Was.
How about the self-referencing of the narrator saying, if you wanted something ugly, you should not have hired Margot Robbie.
You mean this line? You mean this line?
Hey, what's wrong? I'm not pretty anymore. What? You're so pretty. I'm not stereotypical Barbie pretty.
Note to the filmmakers, Margot Robbie is the wrong person to cast if you want to make this point.
You're beautiful.
I wonder if that was ad-libbed and they were just like, you know what, that's perfect, we're going to leave that.
That's exactly what.
I'm not sure how you ad-lib a narration, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you just like any other thing, you're in the booth, you're like, I'm just going to throw this out.
I mean, I guess that only works if she's in the booth watching the movie.
Right. Well, and maybe she was.
And maybe, I that feels like a thing that was written. It feels so clever.
I want Helen Mirren to have come up with that, though.
I want Helen Mirren to narrate my life. That's all. I
well, sure. I mean, yeah. Who doesn't?
Well, anyway, I'm done. I had a blast with it. I had to go back and watch the last couple of minutes just because I was so tired when I watched it that I did fall asleep. It wasn't because it wasn't good. It was just because I was tired.
Was it COVID?
No, this was pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. Nice.
I'm on the mend.
Okay, well, good. My 5-word. I only did one. Empowering women and patriarchy sucks. That's kind of what this movie is all about.
But yet they still had matriarchy in the Barbie world. Kens were not yet Like, I mean, it's still pretty anti-Ken.
Well, the movie's anti-Ken, but it's also like one of those things where, because like even the movie realizes that, oh, we can't have just a matriarchy either. It needs to be even.
Yeah.
It needs to. We can't. Now we don't want to. We're going to not let them change the government so that the Kens will rule everything. But it is pretty amazing how fast Kens learned dude stuff. I'm saying, like, it was like 24 hours of our time, yet they had already watched The Godfather a couple of times. It's like,
yeah,
they learn our stuff so fast. But no, I didn't go into this thing, wanting to rip it apart or anything, and I didn't go into. Frankly, I didn't really want to watch it, but but I knew it was going to be good because it's nominated for an Oscar, but I think that also kind of tainted me a little bit because the majority of the movies that I have seen that are nominated for Oscars, I usually don't like. But I'm also like the opposite of a film snob, like if it's kind of bad, then that's what I want to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a good friend who comes on the show, Will, and he's going to come on the show pretty soon because he's been bugging me, and like Will says, "Oh, let's watch Atonement," and we're all like, "Okay, that doesn't sound very fun," and we did it, and we were all glad we watched it, but that was a freaking sad film. But like, that's his kind of movie. Whereas like, hey, you guys, you want to go watch Die Hard again or something? Let's go watch Violent Night. So,
well, you're also the one that goes back to watch shows just to have the familiarity and to be eased, into knowing what's going to happen.
Yes,
right? It's a sense of it's not accomplishment. It's a sense of
comfort. It's a
comfort. Thank you. Yeah, it's like a comfort meal.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, some people have their versions of like security blankets, things like that. For me, it's rewatching The West Wing and Psych and Star Trek and Leverage. Like, these shows make me happy, and so when you guys you really need to watch this new show, and I'm like, I just don't have the energy to devote. I mean, if it's gonna be like, eventually I will watch. There's a lot of Marvel that I haven't caught up on. There's a lot of Marvel shows I haven't caught up on. I haven't watched Nick Fury. I haven't watched Miss Marvel. I haven't watched really anything else since then. Really, the only Phase 4 stuff I've watched, I think, was Falcon and Winter Soldier, the Arrow Dude, and
Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
Arrow Dude. I like that better.
I think that's it. I think that's it. No, I'll watch the hell out of Daredevil when Daredevil comes back out.
Well, I tell you, if there's one you need to watch for enjoyment, check out What If Season 2.
What If Season 2? Okay, and I need to watch Loki. I need to watch Loki season.
Oh God, Loki! Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Loki would be at the top of my list.
And
they hit that out of the park.
Yeah, and I do want to, but the thing is like, those are things I watch with my wife, and we don't have a lot of time. Anyway, no one cares. My point is that this movie blew me out of the water, is what I'm trying to say. I was laughing. So I had seen the America Ferrera rant before going into this movie.
Really? Okay.
It had shown up in one of my Facebook reels or something. And Sarah had seen it too, but without the context of the rest of the movie, it didn't have the punch that it did when I watched it the second time. But it's almost one of those things where, like, some people like to argue that spoilers are actually good because then, like, you can know what's going to happen. Therefore, you're not like on the edge of your seat. Like, you don't. There's arguments either way, but because I knew that speech was coming, that when it happened, I was like ready to really listen to what she had to say. And so the second time hearing it, it's like, oh, this makes so much sense why she's saying it. And it's so good, like, the second time. And so, yeah, so being a father of a daughter, Sam, you have two, and I have. Yep. Why is all your backgrounds creepy? Like,
What?
About a wholesome Barbie movie and women. All this.
Yeah, but
that looks
if you look at any little girl's Barbie box, that's more of what you would typically see.
There will be an ugly Barbie. There is an ugly Barbie.
A weird Barbie.
I do have to admit, having two sisters, I was the reason my sisters' Barbies were ugly. I would take them and cut their hair to make them ugly and draw on their face. I would also take off their heads and hang them by the door.
Jeez.
Like, so they'd walk into their bedrooms and there's Barbie heads hanging off the door. So,
Lord.
Yeah.
Sam's just a little psychopath.
Yeah,
I mean, you do
as a brother
every week. So, I mean, I guess we should have seen that coming.
He had a lot of practice, is what he said.
Yeah, jeez. So a friend of mine at work, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I watched the Barbie movie. And she asked me, oh, how was it? And I said, oh, it was fantastic. I said, I really loved it. I highly recommend you watch it, especially, being a woman, but also just, you need to watch this movie. And then I asked her, have you seen 2001: A Space Odyssey? She says, no. I said, then the intro won't make sense to you. And that intro is
so brilliant.
It's so brilliant,
brilliant,
and really clever and great. And also, it's like, I wonder how many people that are watching this do not get the point of it. like they're
to be honest with you, if it weren't for the music, I wouldn't have gotten it.
You wouldn't have understood it.
Now, the only reason I know 2001: A Space Odyssey is because of the music. I've never seen it.
Because of the Verestrusa, whatever, however you pronounce it.
Oh, you've never seen the film, so you've never seen the apes and
no,
the
I've never watched that movie.
Okay, and the bones.
So the only reason I knew what that was is because of the music.
Okay, interesting.
That's a hard movie to get through too.
I'm checking right now. It's a long movie, and it's it's streaming.
Oh Lord,
it is streaming. We do have coming up. So a little programming note. You won't know this as you hear this because I always post basically a week after we record. But because Andrew had COVID, this is getting posted within hours of recording. And in order to maintain the schedule, Andrew and I, Sam's going to be gone tomorrow.
Yep.
And Andrew and I are going to do a live watch along review tomorrow. Though we haven't picked that movie as of this moment, but by the end of this recording, we will have picked something. But I don't think 2001: A Space Odyssey is that movie.
It's not really
it's not a good. That's not a good movie to watch.
Be good for that. It's also 2.5 hours long.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't think, because there's so much of that movie where we're just looking at things.
And hearing music.
Because
it's like Fantasia, really, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, kind of. So because it's a space movie. It's kind of a space horror, actually, if you think about it. But Kubrick, went under the belief that it's space, therefore you don't hear anything. So every exterior shot, it's silence. I mean,
it's kind of true, right?
It's true, but it's not entertaining. Imagine Star Wars. Yeah, imagine Star Wars, but every time you saw spaceships flying and lasers and things exploding, you heard nothing.
I feel like Neil deGrasse Tyson would be like, "That's accurate."
It is accurate.
Yeah, yeah.
But you also, it's boring.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's like a docking sequence or something that takes, I think, like 10 minutes or something.
He takes a long.
It's very purposeful.
I think I accidentally watched a little bit of that documentary you keep trying to get me to watch on The Shining.
Oh yeah, the room to 137, 237. Yep.
Shelley Duvall talks about how it was one of the hardest filming experiences of her life, and like Kubrick is basically like bullied her and was very rude and mean. She said, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, but I mean, like there's like clips of her like arguing with Kubrick. She's like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, you have to bring more energy. She's like, I don't know what you want. Like she's like yelling, like they're yelling back and forth and stuff. And so I was like, oh, well, that sounds like fun. Anyway, But yeah, guys, this movie was so good. I was laughing so hard. I don't really. I mean, so when they go to the real world, I love how it's like she's saying things that she's never said before. Like when the men are catcalling her, and she's like, that feels like an entendre that's double. Like she's saying things that don't like are not part of her vocabulary,
right?
But she knows them. Maybe because America Ferrera knows them. I don't know how that works, but it was just so funny. Like, they took the fish out of water trope, but didn't make it stupid. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out the real world and the choice to make Mattel weird, like the headquarters and the real world Mattel headquarters. Like, I'm still trying to figure out why it was so weird there. Whereas the school looked like a perfectly normal school, right? Anywhere else in the real world looked normal, except when you got to Mattel.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, there's got to be a meaning behind that, but I just don't know. I couldn't figure it out.
I don't know either. And you're right, it was weird, because
we got to give kudos to Mattel for giving them the freedom to make fun of the company.
Yeah.
Right?
She's like, where are the women in charge? And he's like, I resent that. We've had 2 women in our 100 years of whatever being a company.
Yeah. I mean, it's just brilliant. Oh God. Yeah. It's so
good. Yeah. It was really brilliant, but you're not wrong. It was a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, sometimes I just want to tickle, it's like, it's like, we have to let Will Ferrell be Will Ferrell, I guess.
Or the chase scene where they're just going in weird directions in the office. And it's just, it's so, it's so
really
weird.
Yeah. It turned into like a 1950s cartoon. Like, like the 2 people, like they see each other and then they yell and then they realize, oh wait, I'm chasing. Like
if a listener understands that, please say something, because I don't quite understand. I mean, I laughed at it. I thought it was hilarious, but I'm trying to figure out, because there's got to be a meaning to it of why they decided to make that choice.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it just felt like, I don't know. It felt ridiculous, but which was also very fun. I don't know.
And maybe it was to say that men sometimes are just really ridiculous.
Or the situation at Mattel is ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's exactly. We don't know, but it sure was entertaining. I know that for sure. It was entertaining as heck. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the other moments, because I wanted to take a lot of notes, but I didn't.
Right.
So I wrote, oh my God, they did the Planet of the Apes intro. And then this is kind of like the Lego movie where they're aware of the humans. Like they're aware of them. Even like they're more aware. Like the Lego movie isn't quite aware of humans, but like this, they're more aware of. Like, oh, I just need to go from point A to point B. I just get picked up and taken down, things like that. I also I wrote down, we're better at hiding the patriarchy, which I thought was a funny line. Because like when Ken is like, where are all the dudes? He's like, well, they're here. And he's like, so like, are we in charge of everything? He's like, no, we're not in charge of everything. He's like, so where's the patriarchy? Like, well, we have it. We're just better at hiding it. I just thought that was really clever. It was really clever. And then I wrote, definitely didn't expect to see a car chase scene in the Barbie movie.
Right.
I mean, it was a full-on car chase scene. I mean, it wasn't like Blues Brothers level or Gone in 60 Seconds, but it was still pretty good. So, I mean, the movie is just so good. I don't want this to be an episode where I just say 30 minutes, this is good, you should watch it, but
it's unexpected. It's just unexpectedly good.
Yeah.
It's
and funny and poignant. I mean, again, when
this like off everything you want in a movie.
It does. It really does. And I also love that, like, America Ferrera does her speech, right? And then the other Barbies are like, oh, like that broke the whole the Ken's had on. Like, they've been brainwashed to be these, women automatons that want to serve men and whatever. And because the funny part about that is that there are women like that.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
And so
sadly, but yeah.
But yeah, and so she's like, you have to do that for all of the men, right? And so then they make fun of all of the tropes that women do to get men, right? So now they're making, because the movie doesn't just make fun of men; they're making fun of women. Oh, just pretend that you're bad at something. Oh, I don't know how to do Adobe. I don't know how to do like because women do that, right? Like, oh, I want this man's attention, therefore I will do these things. Or maybe they genuinely don't know how to, and of course, but then the dude comes in. It has to be, men love to be the heroes, and that is true. We do, and
I can't stand it.
Also, as a dude, and as a guy whose job it is to fix things, I like to troubleshoot. And little personal here, but my wife got really upset last night about something that was happening in her life, and I did the typical dude thing. I went straight into troubleshoot mode. Because that's what I had been doing all day for 6 hours or 8 hours. How long do I work? 8 hours. And then I got into it, and then I could look. I stopped. Like, hey, I'm sorry. I owe you an apology. I went straight into troubleshoot mode. You were not looking for that. I'm sorry. Let's.
They just want to be heard.
Like, just tell me what you need, and if you want me to try to fix something, then I will. But if you don't, that's fine. And then we talked about it some more. But like, I caught even my 15, 16 years of marriage, I still do it. So. I like that this movie brings to light a lot of stuff. Yeah, this should be like required viewing. I would have watched it with my daughter, and she did get kind of annoyed that I watched it without her.
Oh,
she's 7, so it's like I don't think
not quite
you'll
there yet.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
The way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that she would catch all the entendres that are doubled.
No, she won't.
But no, seriously. Yeah, I don't know that she would appreciate it at this age.
Yeah, she just sees Barbie because she does play with Barbie. She does have a handful of Barbies. And Sam, you're not wrong. I walked into her room last night to tuck her in, and one of her Barbies was naked on the floor next to her. I'm like, why is the Barbie naked?
One of them's always naked.
And she says, and it's a legitimate answer. She says, how else am I going to change her clothes if I don't take the other clothes off? I'm like, okay, but you should put the clothes on her before you just leave her on the floor. Anyway, actually, and I think about it, it wasn't a Barbie, it was an Ariel, but it was basically Barbie.
Speaking of Ariel, I didn't know we were going to get a Dua Lipa and John Cena.
The cameos were good in this movie.
Yes, they were. They were so good.
So good. I mean, I also didn't expect Legend of the Ten Rings in here either. It was really good. The cameos were really good. But yeah, John Cena is just brilliant. He it feels like either him or The Rock are going to be inside everything. That they're going to be in it somehow.
Yeah. They've got it's in their contract.
Yeah. Yeah. For Hollywood. Olive Hollywood. Anyway, you guys ready for some clips? That might spark some more fun conversation.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Because Barbie can be anything, women can be anything. And this has been reflected back onto the little girls of today in the real world. Girls can grow into women who can achieve everything and anything they set their mind to. Thanks to Barbie, all problems of feminism and equal rights have been solved.
Yeah.
All problems.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks to Barbie.
I was trying to remember the ending of the movie, right? Where she has to, doesn't she end up going to like the DMV or something? What was it?
Gynecologist.
The gynecologist, that's what it was. Yeah. Which I thought was so funny because you have to oh, you're going to be human now? Okay, something's on your body have changed now. And we need to address that.
Well, I didn't really catch that because I thought, well, what are they going to look at?
Yeah.
You know, because there's nothing there. But I guess she changed.
Yeah. This also cracked me up.
When you're playing with Barbies, nobody bothers to walk them down the stairs and out the door, etc. You just pick them up and put them where you want them to go. You use your imagination. Hey, I was still singing.
I love that the narrator and the singing voice lady are like combating for screen time. It cracked me up. It took me so off guard too. Oh, it was so funny. This also, I mean, I had to pause the movie. I was in tears with this.
Where you can.
If I wasn't severely injured, I would beat you off right now, Ken.
I'll beat you off with you any day, Ken.
Hold my ice cream, Ken. All right, Ken, you're on. Let's beat you off.
Anyone who wants to beat him off has to beat me off first.
I will beat both of you off at the same time.
But you don't even know how to beat yourself off. How are you going to beat both of us off? It doesn't make sense.
Ken? Why are you
beat
getting
yourself off.
emotional?
You're going to beat
Come
both
on,
of us
Ken.
off.
Nobody's going to beat anyone off.
So I had just started the movie. You know, that's pretty close to the beginning.
Yeah,
and I was kind of halfway listening because at that moment I was still like, I don't want to like this movie. And so I was kind of halfway listening, and I heard that, and I literally did a head turn because my iPad was sitting on the counter next to me, and I was pouring a drink or fixing a sandwich or something. I don't know. And I literally did a head turn, and I was like, did they just say what I think they said? But I thought that was funny, for sure.
So while the clips are playing, I'm reading over some of the trivia. As Alan fights the construction Kens, he quotes the taglines that appeared on his box when he was first released. Quote, "He's Ken's buddy," and "all his clothes fit him."
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I hope that wasn't a trivia question, Andrew.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you got fries with that?
If I said you had a hot body, would you hold it against me?
Is that a mirror in your pocket?
Baby, you are an
I can see myself in your shorts.
I don't know exactly what you meant with all of those little quips, but I'm picking up on some sort of entendre, which appears to be double. And I would just like to inform you, I do not have a vagina. And he does not have a penis. We don't have genitals.
That's okay. Yeah, whatever. It's cool. Yeah.
I have all the genitals.
Oh, it's great. It's so funny. So funny.
I wish I could go back to middle school knowing this now. And when some girl approached me that I wasn't really into, just kind of say, I don't have the genitals.
Yeah, but that's a rumor that gets started that you live with for a long time.
That's true.
Yeah, and then you actually become nicknamed Ken.
That's true.
So that might not be the best course of action. But you know, whatever. Who knows? All right, let's do this one.
What's your name again?
Aaron Dinkins, sir.
Aaron Dickinson?
Dinkins.
Yes, Aaron.
Is Barbie Land like an alternate reality, or is it like a place where your imagination...
Yes.
Okay. Think of it as a town in Sweden. Aaron Dinkins.
Sweden.
Right.
So weird.
How much do you weigh? Doesn't matter.
I didn't need to capture that part where he says, "How much do you weigh?" It doesn't matter, but I just had to because it was just so funny. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. Yeah, there's nothing.
There's nothing. Now I wanted to capture out, to single out the chorus of "Yes."
What's your name again?
Aaron Dinkins, sir.
Aaron Dickinson?
Dinkins.
Yes, Aaron.
Is Barbie Land like an alternate reality, or is it like a place where your imagination...
Yes.
Like I wanted to capture that, but he's still saying imagination in part of it,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't really work. But I love that. Yes, and because it's a comedic version of. Did you guys ever see Looper?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Bruce Willis. Yeah. So there's a scene where Bruce Willis and Robin are sitting there talking, and he's like, "So I don't understand." Like he starts asking like time loop questions, and then Bruce Willis says, "Just don't think about it, or it's gonna mess with your mind. Just don't think about it." And he's basically saying to the movie, to people watching the movie, "Don't think about the time travel stuff. Just watch the movie." And so that's what that reminded me of. It's like, yeah, just don't worry about it. It's fine. We're gonna just gloss past it because it's not important. What's important is that, all the other stuff. I also had to capture a little bit more of Will Ferrell.
Happening. The thing we could never imagine if we don't get my words lady. Executive assistant. My executive words lady and someone who's probably your daughter back here and close the portal. Our worlds could be altered forever.
But what does it matter if it's Barbie or Ken? The money is pouring in.
Shame on you, executive number 2. You think I spent my entire life in boardrooms because of a bottom line? No, I got into this business because of little girls and their dreams in the least creepy way possible. Time is running out.
Look. The least creepy way possible.
And I kind of like that line simply because it does make Will Ferrell's character less like President Business.
Yeah.
It's like he comes off as silly and goofy and all of the things that Will Ferrell portrays in movies. But it also kind of shows him as like he's not a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like there really isn't a bad guy. The Kens kind of become bad guys, but that's because they get corrupted by, our world. It was kind of nice just having like, no, actually I want Barbie to be successful and stuff. I mean, of course he's also like, oh yeah, we're going to make a lot of money and stuff, but that's fine too. One more clip here.
Since I came all this way, could I just meet the woman in charge? Your CEO?
Oh, that would be me.
Oh, your CFO.
Me.
Your COO.
Here.
President of the Barbie division.
Present.
I'm a man with no power. Does that make me a woman?
Are any women in charge?
Bird.
Listen, I know exactly where you're going with this, and I have to say, I really resent it. We are a company literally made of women. We had a woman CEO in the 90s, and there was another one at some other time. So that's 2 right there. Women are the freaking foundation of this very long phallic building. We have gender-neutral bathrooms up the wazoo. Every single one of these men love women. I'm the son of a mother. I'm the mother of a son. I'm the nephew of a woman aunt. Some of my best friends are Jewish. What I'm trying to say is, get in the box, you Jezebel.
Oh, what? I can't say Jezebel? Oh, I love that whole thing. I know it's a long clip. I'm sorry, but it's just so freaking funny.
Yep.
Oh, it's hysterical. Okay. And then the last clip I've already played.
Hey, what's wrong?
I'm going to play it again anyway.
I'm not pretty anymore. What? You're so pretty. I'm not stereotypical Barbie pretty.
Note to the filmmakers, Margot Robbie is the wrong person to cast if you want to make this point.
You're beautiful.
Yeah. Still funny.
Yeah.
Okay, time for this.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
This is where we're going to play our game. Good hell, that's creepy, Sam.
I don't know what's more creepy, the doll or the guy. Look
I think it's the doll. I really think it's the doll. That's good Lord.
The doll's more believable than that thing there laying on the bed.
Well, I mean, who
It's
believes
like-
redheads are real? I mean,
Well, no, that's like
it's like a monster.
Van Gogh, but in a doll form. All right. we have a game. All right. Who are we starting with today?
I'll go first.
Okay, Sean. Did you notice how many houses are on Barbie's cul-de-sac?
The 4?
There are 4. That is correct.
Oh, no.
Haha.
I would have said 5, though, so I would have been wrong anyway.
Well, and a little.
Does that include the treehouse?
No, that doesn't include the treehouse.
I remember counting because the scene with
Cool. When you're playing with Barbies,
that scene there, the camera is looking down at the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I now again I recorded these clips 4 days ago, so
a little more fresh in your memory there,
I guess.
Okay. All right, Sam.
Yep.
In the real world, a billboard is shown advertising the Miss Universe pageant live on Monday, January 18th at 8 p.m. On what channel?
Oh. NBC.
That is incorrect, Sean.
Okay.
The only thing that I can walk my way through it would be the CW.
That is also incorrect. It stuck out to me because I own one of these devices. Most people have an Amazon Fire or a Google Chromecast, but it is on the Roku channel.
Roku channel.
Roku. Nice.
Yeah.
Dang. I said CW because this was on HBO, which made me think of Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers owns the CW. That's the only that was my logic.
Gotcha.
But it was both flawed and wrong.
All right, Sean, number 3 here.
Yep.
When Barbie brings America Ferrera and her daughter back to Barbie Land, they stop and see Ken's playing volleyball on the beach. Their car is stopped next to a fire hydrant with what on top of it?
Oh, there's something on top of the fire hydrant.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the same thing is on every fire hydrant in that scene.
I want to say something. It's like a traffic cone, but it can't be a traffic cone. That's not very funny. It would be something ridiculous. I don't know. A stripper pole.
No, Sam.
Lord. Would it be a hat of some sort?
It is a hat.
Is it the firefighter's hat?
No, but I'm going to give it to you anyway because it's a cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat.
Cowboy hat. That makes total sense. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, so it's 1-1. Okay, Sam, this is your question.
All right, here we go.
What is the mileage on Barbie's dream car?
Oh my gosh, there's mileage.
Yeah. It's a sticker. It doesn't change, but there's mileage there.
Oh my gosh. Could it be let's say 24,588?
No.
1974.
Now you're close.
Oh,
but if you really think about this, this is an important date.
Yeah, it was the date that the company was founded.
03, which would be March 1959.
59.
03, 1959. Yeah. All right, no points there. We're still 1-1. All right, Sean, back to you.
Yep.
How tall is Barbie? She goes to prison and gets her mugshot.
Oh, dang, that's a good pull. She's 5'9".
That is correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it was a total guess. I knew she was tall. I knew Margot Robbie was tall.
She's 5'9". That's right.
That's great. I wonder if Margot
and
Robbie...
that's how tall Barbie would be if she were made
real.
real.
In real.
Oh, really?
So they made that film accurate, which is cool.
She's 5'6". The actress is 5'6", by the way. I just looked it. Well, here's a piece of trivia that's interesting though. Barbie is 23% larger than everything in Barbie Land to mimic the awkward disproportionate scale that real Barbies and Barbie activity sets are produced in. This is why Barbie sometimes appears too large for things like her car, or why her ceiling seems to be too low in the dream house. I think that's interesting.
Very good.
You go to the production company and they're like, we need you to build or the production team, we need you to build everything 28% smaller than Barbie, than Margot. That's funny.
All right. Well, congratulations, Sean. You won.
Yay.
Boo.
I didn't even get to use my tiebreaker.
We'll do it anyway.
No, that's okay.
Oh,
it's tough. There's a there's a catchphrase on Barbie's box when they tell her to get back in the box. Anybody know what the catchphrase is?
No.
Actually, there's two catchphrases. One is behind her inside the box, but then there's one outside on the box. And it simply said, "She's totally living the dream."
Oh.
And that's one prop that we saw at every movie theater, like driving around. There was one.
Oh, the giant Barbie box.
Yeah, there's a pink Barbie box outside the theater where I live. And the theater where I live it's a one screen. It's very old school, small theater. They still have a ticket window, like an old school ticket window right outside. And right beside there, they had the big pink Barbie box. And I didn't really understand it. I thought, okay, that's kind of cute that they're putting that out there for people to go take their picture in. But then I saw the movie and I was like, oh, that's actually a thing in the movie. So it was cool.
All right. Okay. Well, that's it. That's that. It's time for again, I don't have the clip anymore, so I'm gonna just go down here and play a random clip and say,
"You could have my truck." Notice this? I got shot. I got shot in the face.
It's kind of a strange half of the Barbie.
That was not from the Barbie movie.
Not from the Barbie movie, no.
It was not.
Although it could have been the guy that got shot on the beach, but
yes. This is where we give the movie a score from 0 to 10. From 0 to 10. And yeah, we'll start as always with Andrew.
Well, I am going to have to go pretty high because, like I said, I didn't really expect what we got. And I think, like Sam said, it ticks so many boxes.
Yeah.
For a movie. And it only got a 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
What?
That's probably
wasn't there a bunch of jerks that review bombed it too because it was a woman movie?
Yeah, probably.
There's just a bunch of dude bros that got hurt because they connected with the Kens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm gonna give this a 9. Just a solid 9.
Okay.
Out of 10.
All right. Sam.
Yep. I am going to give it an 8.8 out of 10.
All right. I like it. Yeah, this is a good movie, you guys. Like, seriously, this is a good movie. I know we have I'm not gonna say a lot, but I think if we were to have a way to see what the gender makeup of our show, of our listening audience, I think we're probably close to 50-50. So to all of the women out there, if you haven't seen this, you should. To all the dudes, if you haven't seen this, you definitely should.
Yep.
If you have a daughter or if you have a son, they should watch it too.
Or if you have a mom.
Or
Yeah.
But
seriously,
if
go watch
you
this
have
movie.
a female aunt.
Yeah, if you're a son of a mother or the mother of a son. Wait. The nephew of a lady aunt. I think
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be a Ken and go watch this movie. I'm also going to give it a 9. This movie is so good. It made me laugh. It was so good. I mean, I think Sam, you said your wife was crying during the America Forever.
Yeah, she teared up a little. Yep.
She probably really connects with that, and Sarah did too. I assume. I don't know if Karen, you watched it with Karen or not, Matt.
I did, but
I just called you Matt because your name tag says Matt L. as in
I was waiting to see if you noticed that.
No, I noticed a long time ago. I thought it was clever. I was going to make a comment about it, but I just forgot until I called you Matt.
Sorry. That was more funny than what I was going to say anyway. So I'm
okay. Sorry. I've only known you for 25 years, but yeah, I'm going to call you Matt. All right. Has it been that long? Almost.
I know.
Not quite time. 25. 20 actually. 20 years. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, right? You were a freshman in 2002, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 21 and a half years?
21 and a half, yeah.
Yeah. And Sam, we're going on 24, forever. You and I.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yep.
Still here.
I haven't been able to close the deal yet.
No, you haven't, but one of these days you will.
It will happen.
Maybe, you know what? That would be cool. Like, seriously, this is what I'm going to do, Sam. If I ever, when we're both old, well, you're older, but, like deathbed stuff, I'm going to put in my DNR that you get to pull the plug. So that, you can officially be the one to.
Dude, I'm totally going to die early. So, I mean, heart attack is a common. I give myself a good 8 years. And
8? You don't say that.
Yeah.
How about 10? Can we get you to 10?
I don't know. Depends on if I stop eating Dunkin' every morning. So
you guys are shooting too low.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. So thank you for listening to this. Next week, I guess it'll be next week. Whenever I post it, the next episode, Andrew and I are going to do a live review of something, and
it's probably going to be a DC movie that Sean hasn't seen.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's not going to be a DC movie.
Make him do the Flash. Make him do the Flash.
Hold on. So what I have done is I went ahead and did a list of movies for February, but then when I wrote that list, I'd forgotten that both of you were going to be gone throughout the month of
multiple
February.
Times. Yeah.
So the month of March is dedicated to DC.
Ah, okay. Well, can I ask a question?
You may ask the question.
Is Blue Beetle in that list?
It is.
Oh, good. I wanted to see that one. I haven't seen it yet.
So do you want to hear the list for March?
Sure.
So right now, I
can find another. No, I'm kidding.
Well, so right now it's only one of these I've seen, which is the Batman. So we're going to start March off with the Batman, and then Shazam 2, and then Black Adam, and then Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
that's
I can go ahead and tell you, you're going to like a percentage of those.
Yeah, I liked the Batman, but I want to watch it again, and we'll see about the rest. But as for our watch along movie, I don't want to bore the listeners any much more than we have to, so we're gonna just say, come back next week for whatever it will be, and I'm sure it'll be a good time. And I'm looking forward to figuring out what it is, because I'm scrolling through my just watch list of movies that it could possibly be, and there's some good things here. So we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's a Paul Blart 2. I'm kidding. I haven't seen the first one, so no.
Oh well, it's a Paul Blart movie. It's fine. All right. Anyway, that's it. That's our show. Thank you so much for listening. Please visit our website, cheapseatreviews.libsyn.com. Go to our YouTube page. Please like and subscribe there. And we're actually getting a lot of, not a lot, but we're getting more views there, which is really cool. And it's just a cool way to interact. And you can just see Sam's weird art that he comes up with with the Chat GPT or whatever he's using. So yeah, do that. Go to those places and do those things because, well, we need you to. Also, really funny, by the way, we totally forgot to do an out of 10 for Lyft. We didn't score Lyft. And
did we not?
No, we didn't.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah, we went back and did that on the last episode.
Lyft was the last episode.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I remember saying to you guys a week ago, oh, hey, we didn't score.
Give it a 3. Give it a 3 from me.
Okay. You do it? We do it now? Okay, we'll do it.
I was pretty sure we had that conversation several weeks ago about
right.
It
I did. I thought so too.
I thought we did too, but it's not in my show notes. So, and it was.
God forbid we go back and listen to our own show.
No, I'm not doing that. What do you want to give? You want to give a number? You care?
Remind me what Lyft was about.
Lyft was the heist movie with Kevin Hart that wasn't funny.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm with Sam there. It's a 3.5 somewhere down there.
All right, that's fine. I'm gonna give it a 4 because I had a kind of good time with it, but not really. All right, that's fine. There we go. It's no, I can't give it that. I'm gonna give it a 3.9 to make the math better. There we go. It gives it an average of 3.46 repeating, which is a full point. A full point under Renfield.
I liked Renfield.
Apparently not
that much.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I screw that up?
I think you did.
I did do that. I see exactly what we did do this thing.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Okay.
I see what
you
happened.
Just put it under Renfield instead of
I did.
It was Renfield that we missed.
I was
we
gonna
enjoyed
say,
Renfield. It was fun.
I know that I had COVID this past week, but I didn't think COVID brain worked that quickly.
Yeah, no, we're okay. Yeah, you're right. Lyft got an average of 4.14. Renfield was a 6.59.
There you go. That sounds better.
No, yeah, we're good. All right, that's it. That's the show. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you next week for To Be Determined.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.